The budget battle enters a new phase today. President Obama getting into the mix. He's going to be meeting with Senate leaders to come up with a deal, trying to anyway. Republicans say they want an agreement on spending cuts before they agree to raising the debt limit. Joining us right now is the former deputy director of the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. That's Barry Anderson. He's joining us on the phone right now from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Barry, thanks so much for being with us. Glad to have you with us. How much leverage does the president have right now?
Oh, I think it's very good that he's been involved, getting involved in the deal. How much leverage he has quite a bit. You'll notice that that really this is going to be a conversation between Boehner of the House and Obama. Reid of the Senate and the other Democrats are going to have to follow and will follow Obama's lead. So I think he has quite a bit of leverage.
Now, the talks we know broke down last week. The Republicans refused any revenue increases. The White House says this shows Republicans are using the threat of default to cut benefits for seniors and the middle class. Talk to us about what's going on behind the politics.
Deirdre, I'm not surprised you used the phrase the talks broke down. But, you know, from an inside Washington point of view, this is theater in Washington. This type of walkout that Cantor did was almost expected, and it's not necessarily bad. This process will now, I think, evolve. First of all, as we've just talked about, Obama will get involved. Second of all, Cantor probably did a good job in terms of solidifying his reputation with the right. Thirdly, it gets Boehner more directly involved, and Boehner needs to do this. So this is a process that is to be expected, and I'm even guardedly optimistic that they can make some progress. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't expect anything until the very last minute. You know, that's how Washington works. And the last minute's going to be sometime before they go on recess in August.
But based, Barry, on some of your other experiences and obviously your past credentials, this time around does not upset you any more than any other time you've been through?
Oh, we have a very, very serious problem, no doubt about it, Deirdre. Much worse than we've had before. But look at the last 30 years of debt limit negotiations. First of all, almost all of them, or a very high percentage of them, have involved deals that have structures of tax increases or spending cuts or process changes. That's not unusual.
That's not
Second
unusual.
of all, they always go to the last minute. I mean, we've been at the very edge in the past. It's true that the size of this is much more complicated. But, you know, Deirdre, I'm sort of glad it's happening, because without this debt limit discussion, I don't think we'd be talking about serious cuts in spending, serious efforts to get us back on the road towards fiscal sustainability.
So looking to that, Barry, the White House said Friday it was looking to cut subsidies for oil and gas companies, looking to cut capital gains taxes. In other words, hedge fund managers would be taxed at 35% versus 15%. Are those offerings going to make a difference?
I don't know. I tell you, from my experience, which is not only in the U.S., but when I was with OECD and IMF, I think there are 4 golden rules to looking at negotiations like this, and they're very simple. The first one is cut spending. The second one is cut spending. The third one is cut spending. And then after you do all of that, only after, then you take a look at a tax increase. I don't think they've gotten through those 3 steps yet. So I think there are weeks to go.
Speaking of spending cuts, do you think defense, is this the most likely area of compromise then?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I've been, again, pleased at what's leaked out of the negotiation. They have agreed on at least a couple of $100 billion or something like that of spending cuts, and that's good. I don't know what they are, but that's at least a start. And I'm not saying they're going to resolve the whole problem in the next couple of weeks, but put a good down payment of significant spending cuts. And if they're really significant, maybe they can throw in a tax increase like you're talking about there.
Barry, we thank you so much. Former CBO Deputy Director joining us there on the phone from Colorado, saying he is reasonably optimistic that the president will be able to help reach a deal.